everybody to the European Rally Championship for 2025, and welcome to a brand new event on the championship calendar. We are heading to the tarmac of Spain. Rally Sierra Morena is our location for this weekend, and we are very much looking forward to getting back into the European Rally Championship flow of things. That's our road order for our qualifying stage today. We're kicking off in the championship order from last season, so we'll see Miko Marcik first on the road. Now, big talking points during the whole weekend. There's so much to get you through, but first up, it is qualifying. I'm Bex Williams, and I'm ready to talk you through it. Alongside me is our rallying expert and former Norwegian champion and current competitor, Eivind Brynildsen. Welcome, Eivind.
Thank you, Bex.
Always good to have you as part of the team. It's exciting to get qualifying underway, so let's get started with Miko Marcik. 6 kilometre qualifying stage, or just over 6 kilometres, and that is what we're going to see for the whole season, really making a pinpoint of the qualifying stage. It is an important part of the weekend now to decide road position, and maybe more so on gravel events than tarmac, but certainly when you've got cutting going on and pollution pulled onto the roads, which we will have here at Sierra Morena, it is important as to where you are on the road. Yeah,
it's definitely important, and especially it's very important when you have been waiting for this qualifying for like now 6 months, I believe, 7 maybe, after the last rally last year. So, you know, it's a lot of nerves, and it's important to do a good qualifying on tarmac events, to be first on the road. It's, like you said, it's getting more and more dirt in the line, pollution getting dragged in from all the cuts, so qualifying is always important, and okay, maybe sometimes on gravel it's even more important, but also on tarmac it's a stage you can't afford to do mistakes.
No, absolutely no mistakes are allowed. We have already seen a mistake this morning in free practice for Andrea Mabellini, who put the car off the road. They did manage to make a repair on that, but okay, free practice, shakedown, that's where you want the mistakes to happen, not actually when you're in competition.
No, for sure, free practice is better to do the mistakes rather than the qualifying, but this morning it'd been raining overnight, so there were kind of some places, some damp patches with standing water, and it was caught out by some water in the long right-hander and spun out and broke a wheel.
That was Miko Marcik there. Apologies for a little bit of a loss of the onboard cameras. Hopefully we'll be able to get those back. Let's take a look at Mabellini then and Virgie Lenzi. We did see a little bit of the incident earlier. It looked like they damaged their rear suspension, which has obviously been repaired now. There's a remote service point not far away from this stage.
No, they broke the rear right wheel, but there was some damage on the chassis on the left side, so I think they hit something down the ditch on the outside of the corner, but it seems like it's okay now.
Which is the important thing. Miko Marcik then, what can we see him do this season? He is certainly in confident mode. He's on a surface which he favours in tarmac. We saw some great results from Miko Marcik last year, and remember, he was a title rival. It was Miko Marcik, Franceschi and Padden when we went to Rally Ceredigion last year, the penultimate round. He'd done the work, he got the results, and he was fighting for the title, and that is the aim for him this season. And he is a proud countryman. He was telling me yesterday there's 10 plus competitors from Poland here. He said we're taking over the ERC.
We could see it from the ceremonial start last night that there was a lot of Polish fans out there, and Miko is doing it really well. He's doing it how can I say, precise. He's studying everything down to the last little detail, and I think he's building his career step by step. Maybe a bit more slow than others because he tried to avoid mistakes, but now he's fast on gravel and tarmac, and that's a good thing when you want to be the European champion.
It's a heady combination. So what do we expect then from Sierra Morena this weekend? Well, it's a bit of a mixture. You know, we've spoken to a few drivers ahead of it getting underway. You'll hear those interviews and you'll hear from the stop line now from our drivers. A real mixture. There's a lot of cornering here. It's fast. You know, a lot of people had compared it to what we've seen in the Canary Islands. Some drivers are taking it away from that more Rally Catalonia spec.
Yeah, when it's a new rally on the calendar, we are all curious to see the stages and so on, and you can see some mix from some bits and parts look like Canarias, but not so much. It's more like Catalonia, we said. So it's more cutting. There's no anti-cuts, and we had rain over the last few days. It's been raining overnight, and I think we'll find difficult corners where the gravel is hidden just in the end of the corner and might take some drivers out.
Yeah, certainly we drove through one of the stages that stands out for me is the opening stage on Sunday morning, where there were numerous cuts and the road had got very gravelly, and this was just on the recce. So you can imagine in competition when they go into those cuts with far more anger in a rally car, they pull a lot more out. You can see it is starting to rain. We are expecting quite a bit of rain in the region this afternoon, but hopefully for the event itself it will be dry. But as Jose Suarez himself told me, he is not a meteorologist. He couldn't tell me what the forecast was.
But this is crucial, because now we got 2 cars through the stage, soon 2 cars with Mabellini and Mikko Marcek, and if they go through with pretty dry weather, it's going to be difficult for the other down in the field.
No, it's a very strong point. We've already had one qualifying time on the board. That is Mikko Marcek, 3:15.09. As the rain starts to fall. See the countdown to Marcek's time there from Mabellini. We are into the red here, so it is a little bit slower. There are the red boards. 5.7 seconds down on Marcek's time. A shake of the hand between Andrea and Virgie. So the time still to beat then is that of Marcek. Talk to me from a driver's perspective, when you are going through a qualifying stage such as this, you know, every stage you go into, there's always going to be that little bit of pressure and a little bit of nerves. But knowing that you have to get a good position on the road and it's paramount, does that give you that extra buzz?
Yeah, no, but I think too many focus too much on avoiding mistakes rather than going fast, because you're so stressed doing mistakes, because just the smallest mistake will cost you like a second or 2, and then you know that you are 5-6 places down on the qualification. So everybody's talking so much about to avoid mistakes rather than focusing on going flat out and try to do your job.
And, you know, with the rain starting to fall here as well, Ivan, as we jump on board with John Armstrong here and Shane Byrne. Shane, new co-driver alongside John for this season. As we see, of course, Owen Tracy was with him last year, step into WRC with Josh McAlean. Talk to me about tyres and actual, you know, what tyre choice you're going to pick when you know the weather is a little bit on edge. Is it going to rain? Is it not going to rain?
This was an interesting topic yesterday night, because then the forecast said rain, full rain during qualification, and then if you take out 4 rain tires, you need to bring those 4 tires for the rest of the week, and then there's not enough tires, so you need to use the tires from the qualification on the rally. So then when it's not raining heavily, it's down to soft, medium, or hard, and then we know there's pretty much, I think Saturday is maybe more than Sunday abrasive tarmac, and you need maybe medium or hard, not so much soft tires. So it's a gamble now what to do. Good times with a soft tire or to save the tires.
Yeah, we'll get exactly what compound John is on. Just hearing that Marcek and Mabellini had a hard compound tire on. We'll find out what John Armstrong has got, but he is the fastest man through so far. 3:12.6 for John. In free practice earlier, he was also the fastest, but it was a 3:12.6 then. And he set exactly the same time in qualifying. It's quite incredible. Okay. Plenty more crews for us to see here. One that's very familiar to you, and that is, of course, Mads Osberg, back with us for 2025. Torstein Eriksson alongside him in the co-driving seat. Definitely no question which driver. We can very much see his name on the helmet there. Mads was telling me, you know, big recce day for all the drivers yesterday, for all the crews, especially those crews who've never been to this event before. Some of our Spanish drivers have competed here, but were making brand new notes in quite difficult conditions yesterday in full rain. Mads said, you know, with the experience he's had with, you know, 2 decades now competing behind the wheel, it's not such a problem for him to make notes, but he did, you know, make a nod to the fact that it is such a hard call for some of the crews. Let's hear from John Armstrong.
John, you've been absolutely flying all morning. What's the secret being in the class fastest through by a good margin?
I don't know, just everything's working well. I'm making fast notes and driving to them. That's all you have to do in rally. So, yeah, the conditions have been getting a little bit more tricky with the cuts in there each pass, and now there's a bit of rain, so there's a couple of surprises. But yeah, really happy to have the pace we have in qualifying. Obviously, it doesn't really matter for the rally, but of course the position does. So yeah, it's good that we've been fast today.
And I think what he said there is going to be key this weekend. You know, he's had a few surprises in there. They've been through this road twice on free practice, but still it's caught him out. So it's changed with the amount of cuts and obviously the weather changing a little bit.
Yeah, that's why I said you need to be fast on the qualifying. So it's an important stage, and John have been flying all morning.
That was then Simone Tempestini, who just completed a 3:19.6 for Simone. That's third fastest through so far. Let's get back out to the start of the stage. Get on board with Johan Bernardo. This is a man who's seriously impressed when we've seen him on Spanish tarmac. He told me yesterday his plan is to be on the top step of the podium, and Mads said exactly the same last night. Whenever you put the helmet on, you always want to win. But I think everyone is mindful of the fact that it is a brand new event, and there are some strong Spanish rivals here.
Yeah, I think it's either you need local knowledge of the stage, like the Spanish drivers, or you need quite many years with experience from in general driving rally and making pace notes. So I think Johan Bernardo and Mats Östberg will blend in, I think, in the top.
Simone, first qualifying of the season done. How was it for you?
Yeah, we started with this qualifying with this special weather, let's say, for Spain. It was okay for us. For sure, the conditions are not the best. I don't know the weather in the stage because just before our start it started to rain just a bit, then it stopped, and so I said that's good. And now there are some sections that, comparing to the free practice, are a bit more wet. So let's see.
I mean, at the moment, Ivan, from what we're hearing, as Osberg completes, it is going to be a dry weekend, but could some showers catch the guys out? You never know. Certainly across the past few days they have.
And like you said, it started to rain, then it stopped the rain. Was it good for me or not? So you never know when and that's like Canarias as well. It's showers here and there, and half of the stage might be dry.
Mads Osberg then was third fastest through in qualifying, 3:17.3. If you're just joining us, welcome along to the opening round of ERC in 2025. And a brand new event on the championship calendar. Caught up with Simon Wagner yesterday during the wreck. He was talking about how abrasive the tarmac is here. Even in the wet conditions, he was finding it very tough. And you can imagine if we do have hot temperatures during the weekend now on that kind of surface, how tough it could be tyre-wise.
Yeah, and then you need to choose the right tyre.
Cross out to Pete Mackay, who's at the stage end, to hear from Mads.
Mads, it's fantastic to see you back with us in the European Rally Championship, but a very interesting qualifying stage to kick off. How was it for you?
It was okay. I mean, we had some heavy rain on the start of the stage, so I don't know what it was for the others, but we felt when we were on the start line, just as we were rolling up, we had to go full wipers. So yeah, it was not ideal for that, but the whole weekend will be like this, I'm sure. So if we lost maybe from that now, we can regain maybe later. So who knows? It's just good to finally start.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody feels that way. Actually get the rally underway with this qualifying session. Johan Bernardo then, just waiting for an official time to go on the board so that we can give that to you. And remember, the rally begins in earnest this evening with our opening stage. Stage 1, Córdoba.
And from what I can see, Bex, I think it's only John Armstrong now out on medium. It looks like the others are on hard, so reflect the time that he gambled a bit with a softer tire than the others, and then he might suffer from that, like you said, abrasive tarmac later on in the rally. But it's a give and take. You need to gamble sometimes, and to be first on the road, you need good grip from the beginning on this stage.
Lots of eyes are going to be on Efren Llerena and Sara Fernandez, our 2022 ERC champions. They have competed at this event previously. Efren said it's just like coming home. He's been here so often, and he's 8 hours away from actual home in Spain for him. The windscreen wiper's stuck open here on Wagner's car. Let's have a chat with Bernardo then, and we'll see if we can clarify his time for you.
Johan, welcome back to the European Rally Championship. First round of the season, first qualifying. How was it?
It's difficult. I had a lot of pop-off, so I have to release the throttle on the straight line, so it was not perfect. It's slippery. The stage is very slippery, so that's not easy. But that's it. Tomorrow the stages are very beautiful. The rally is beautiful, so I think we take a lot of pleasure. And really quick tomorrow. We are very, very happy.
It's good to hear. Now let's go back to Wagner. Obviously the windscreen wiper's not wanting to work well for him. Luckily it's not heavy rain at the moment.
But it's the cheapest part of the car, and it's always like this. It's always the wipers. When you need them, it's broken.
So Wagner's time 3:24.6. Another man who could indeed go well this weekend is Dominic Strateski. I think there's so many drivers yet again. You know, it's a bumper entry for ERC, and you know this is right across the categories as well. ERC1 right at the top. ERC3 is really well populated this year. We've got the juniors in action as well. And we've got 22 entrants in juniors, 11 in ERC3. It is a fantastic lineup.
Simon, these are more Austrian conditions than Spanish conditions, I think. How are you feeling in there?
Yeah, the conditions would fit me well, but we are going for the hard tire decision to not mark any soft ones for the weekend. So, yeah, hoping that everything goes well with the starting position for tomorrow, and then let's start it tomorrow morning.
Yeah, he's going to have to wait and see how that all pans out start-wise. For him, we've got plenty more drivers to make their way through, but already, you know, the tyre tactics are being talked about for the weekend ahead. And what will we see with the weather, and which compound is going to come into its own?
Yeah, it's interesting because I think Mats went out on soft and Wagner on hard, and Wagner is like 12 seconds behind the fastest time of John Armstrong. So I think maybe the strategy going hard, we will see if it pays off during the weekend. Is it a puncture on the right front, or was it just a little bit slippy in that corner?
We don't seem to be quite to the pace, maybe.
He's looking a bit low on the right front there in this left-hander.
Maybe we'll take a look when he gets to the stop control with the camera as Estonian driver Robert Verves gets into the stage.
Seems like it's a bit slow.
Yeah, this is not the pace we're used to seeing from him. Efren's time then 3:23.47 fastest out of the drivers we have through so far.
Efren, great to see you back. Tell me, hello. Nice to see you. Thank you. Tell me, you know this rally. Where do you want to start on the road tomorrow? Where's the ideal place?
For sure, in front, that's clear. But here it was the compromise. Now in the start line it was completely raining. So the people in front had better road conditions. But okay, we were with hard tires just to try to save tire for the Sunday. So let's see.
Thank you for that question, Pete Mackay. Great question. He says first on the road, best place to be, and it is a front right puncture, it seems, for Dominic.
Yeah, he's going slow. But it's interesting to see that Efren now is going out on hard. He's a local, so we should trust him, Bex. And I think it will pay off during the weekend. Tomorrow it says sun, according to
your very basic
us.
weather forecast.
Not us, but it says sun, so yeah, we will see.
This is really disappointing for Dominic. Look at the time just disappearing away. Well, there we go. That's what can happen on the qualifying session. Nikolai Greiser now and Konstantin Alexandrov.
It's one of the guys now.
That cut on the opening corner there is getting
aggressive.
Yeah, and it's getting really quite messy.
I think this is maybe one of the drivers now we can see that fighting for the win on the qualifying. The first thing Nikolai asked me about last night was, what do you think about tires? Before even he said hi. So I think it's been a tire game in that team.
So glad to welcome Robert Verves back to the championship, and he's showed such prowess last year. You know, he's getting better every single event he competes in. He is a super talent, we already know that. You remember the battle last year, right down to the final stage at his home event in Rally Estonia against Georg Linnemer. It was Linnemer that walked away with a win there.
By 3/10 or so. It was not much.
It was devastating for Robert, but he showed amazing pace throughout the whole weekend. Question is, how is he going to fare up against everybody here on the tarmac stages of Sierra Morena? We'll find out.
Great drive.
4.1 off the pace at the front then in qualifying. That's third fastest through. That's a great run from Robert. Let's hope he's happy with that. We'll be catching up with him in a couple of moments. That is Strateski right at the stop control there. You can see the damage to the tyre at the front.
Dominic, we can see the damage to the front right tyre. What happened?
I hit some of the rock inside of the cut, but yeah, luckily it's just the quali stage and the race starts tomorrow. Thank you.
Yeah, Nikolai also talked about it yesterday. It's all about commitment on this rally, to trust your pace, trust the grip and believe that you can do it, because there's so many hidden corners and it's corner to corner to corner all the time, and you need to carry the speed. So it's all about commitment.
Pete just reporting in, it was a soft compound from Strateski in that stage. Let's catch up with Robert Verves then, third fastest through on qualifying. Good run.
Robert, that's a really strong time, third quickest through there. How did it feel?
Yeah, to be fair, better than previous two runs, because we, let's say, struggled a bit with the car. So yeah, managed to move in right direction now, so didn't feel too bad.
Some drivers have used the hard tyres so they can keep them in their allocation for the rally. What did you do?
Well, we went for the soft. Let's say for us the hard didn't seem to work too well on a previous run, but yeah, so we decided to go for a soft. But anyway, it will be quite a good challenge for the rally to see how we can manage with the hards.
And while Robert was talking there, Nikolai Greiser has come through with the fastest time in qualifying. 3:12.4 from Nikolai.
You can see they're smiling. I saw a few times we were talking with Robert there that he was aggressive, Nikolai, on some brakings, and Griasin just joined the chat here by leading the qualifying at the moment.
At the moment at least, yeah. But let's take a look at Jose Suarez. Former winner of this event, he knows what the key to success is here. I'm sure he's not willing to share it with any of the other crews, although he gave me a little insight last night to tell me that it's just experience, knowing the stages, because it is so fast in sectors. Having the knowledge of where you're going and how each corner goes corner to corner, because it is corner to corner stuff sometimes, is the advantage for him.
You can actually see it here because he's committed. He's using the whole width of the road, he's braking late, and even on blind corners he's leaning out on the outer tires to gain grip, and you can see he's really trusting his pace notes, and I believe he knows the road quite well as well.
Let's hear from the fastest man through.
Nikolai, that's a great way to return to the European Rally Championship. That's fastest through so far. Tell us how the run was.
Not easy, but overall I will say from the free practice I will say the race will be not easy. It's really scary stages, but I like this kind of stages, so I'm like now in my water. Just good run on this one. Also, we cannot use the tires which we really want to use because we need to think about the race and not to be perfect for this, but we will focus on having the good tires for the race. So overall it feels good, so we just can relax now until the first stage.
Yeah, and that first stage is coming up this evening as Suarez completes 4.9 seconds off the pace of Gryazin.
There's something strange with Nikolai. He's saying, I'm a bit scared and I like it.
Hey, that's every rally driver, right? Jose Suarez then with the 6th fastest time through. It's quite a long run-off here, isn't there, from the flying finish right down to the stop control. They can have a really good chat. Gryazin was using a soft medium cross on his tyres.
Interesting. First one to do cross.
So that time to beat is a 3:12.4. As we watch Jakub Matulka here. And we wait for Suarez to head to the stop control.
It was cross. Yeah,
so, he'll be heading that way in just a couple of moments. You can hear our stage end crew having a little bit of a chit chat about the tyres, and we'll be having lots more talks about tyres throughout the weekend.
We'll say 6th quickest through that qualifying run. Are you pleased with that?
Yeah, it was a nice stage, really down some places, another wet when I was on the start of the stage. It started to rain, but anyway, we did our plan for the rally. Quali is important, but let's see tomorrow and Sunday.
You've won this rally before. Tell me, where is the ideal position to be on the road, do you think, tomorrow?
Well, it depends of the weather. Let's see how is the wine, how is everything, and let's see the clouds.
If all things are right, the new mustache, it looks fantastic.
Yeah, I started in November, about the Movember, and then I love Juha Kankkunen, so I start to stay with the mustache, and I like it. I think it's not so bad.
We're loving it. You know, it's been the talking point so far. Every time he's popped up on screen after our interviews with him, everyone's just gone, look at the mustache.
I tried myself last year in Latvia. I shoved up and you all was laughing at me, so I took it away.
Hey, look, some men can carry off a mustache.
Yeah, and when your name is
can.
Jose and you're from Spain, you can wear a mustache. You can wear a mustache for sure. Ivan from Norway. Yeah.
Some can, some can't. You just have to live with it, unfortunately. We have 13 drivers through on the first qualification of the season. Great to see Martin Laszlo back, Victor Van alongside. You can see all the gravel that's been pulled out on that little corner there. And that's what we're going to see throughout the weekend. On some stages, no, not so much, and on others, quite a lot of cutting.
And just when you mentioned it, you could see Martin was a little bit wide out of that right-hander because the cut is after apex, and then you can't see the gravel on the exit of the corner.
Waiting to have a chat with Jakob. You can see he's 10 seconds off the pace at the
Jakob,
front.
qualifying complete here in Sierra Morena. How was that run for you?
Yeah, it was okay. Tricky weather, so we didn't know what to choose because not rain, but yeah, okay, steady run, no big mistakes, and looking forward for tomorrow and of course for today.
Yeah, don't forget, we do have the opening stage this evening. Who knows what the weather's going to be doing for that? It is a short blast. It's spectator-friendly, 1.5 kilometers here in Córdoba. I mean, the road looks quite dry out there. It's only been a little bit of rain that's fallen here.
I was a bit surprised this morning because I believe it's going to be even more wet conditions and maybe rain tires, but it seems like it's drying quite fast as well. It's quite windy. It helps.
Yeah, the forecast certainly was for torrential rain today. We haven't seen that yet. Hopefully it will bypass the service park and the stages. As Philip Allen.
Touch wood. We don't want rain.
Yeah, absolutely. Philip Allen heads through. Again, it's great to see so many drivers returning to the European Rally Championship. Philip included. He is a complete character. And, you know, he showed us some great pace on tarmac last year.
Yeah, for sure he did. And I think he's improving rally by rally, and it's all about learning, and you're learning from mistakes. And Philip have had some mistakes, and I think he's learning all the time. And he tried to escape from the ceremonial start yesterday. Tried not to stop on the top of the ramp, but we managed to stop him.
Okay, so he was keen to just get over the ramp as quickly as possible, yeah? You can see the wind in the trees. The weather is starting to change here, and we are expecting some rainy conditions throughout the afternoon. Like you said, we're hoping it is going to bypass us. I want to see plenty of people out watching the opening stage this evening.
Seems a bit slow there as well.
Yeah,
but
I think there's something with the front left.
Yeah.
Let's head back out to peak though, catch up with Martin.
Martin, it's just amazing to see how many of you coming back this year for the European Rally Championship. What's it like for you as a driver to be part of this amazing competition?
Yeah, the same feeling for me. I'm very happy to be here again, and we make 6 runs at the moment. So yeah, I'm looking forward for the season. This stage was okay for me, lots of cuts and lots of mud, but okay, we are here and that's what the goal.
You can see in certain sections where we have our cameras, and from the onboard right at the end where they have to kind of go through a little Nadgery section, it is really muddy and gravelly there. The big champion in juniors from last year, Mille Johansson, what a year he had in 2024. So just to confirm then, Nikolai Gryzin with the fastest time through a 3:12.4 is the fastest, then John Armstrong, then Miko Marchik, then Robert Verves and Mads Osberg, the top 5 through the qualifying stage so far this morning. I'm Bex Williams, alongside me is Ivan Brynildsen, who will be here for the whole weekend, giving his expert view.
I like Mille. 2 years ago, he won the first round of junior WRC in Sweden.
Correct.
And everybody said you should continue in the junior WRC, but he said, no, I will win juniors and then we go to WRC. Yeah, you see the puncture on the left front.
And that's Philip Allen. That's why we were seeing very tentative Philip Allen. Let's grab a word with him.
Philip, can see the damage to the front left. What's happened?
Yeah, I must have touched a stone in one of the cuts. I didn't even realise it happened, to be honest. That's just my luck, isn't it? Like, that's a great start for tomorrow. But, yeah.
Yeah, he's got to put that behind him now. He's got a stage tonight and, of course, the whole weekend. He can't let it get to him.
And with these weather conditions, everything can happen. So it's just about resetting now for Philip and try to enjoy, because everything, like Mats Östberg also said, that it can change. So
Stéphane Lefebvre returns to the European Rally Championship. Andy Malfoy alongside him. And of course, Andy was alongside Matteo Franceschi last year. Stéphane has a really good level of experience on tarmac stages across his whole career. But again, he was one of the drivers yesterday who made nod to the prowess of the Spanish drivers who've been here previously, and he was like, the fact that, you know, we're coming to a place that, you know, we don't know, we have no experience of, they do. We cannot underestimate that. Let's catch up with Mille Johansson then.
Mille stepping up to Rally 2. How are the first miles in this amazing car?
Yeah, it's a big difference from the Rally 4 for sure. So yeah, it's a very big step. This car is incredible fast. So yeah, we are just here to learn and trying to get a feel for the car. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this season.
it's actually a good time from Mille Johansson, with only a few seconds from the best time, and he's just behind Tempestini and Bonato. So I think it's a good run.
Yeah, confirmation of the time for Johansson was 3:19.9. Is anyone going to beat that time of Gryazins? This is the big question. Got Pepe Lopez, who's just about to launch himself into the stage. Another former winner of this event.
Yeah, if somebody should beat Nicolai, it may be Lopez with the knowledge of the
Will it
rally.
hamper him running this far back now, I wonder, though, with the road getting dirtier?
Yeah, it's getting more and more dirty. At the same time, we have free practice, many cars gone through, and you can see the chicane now is pretty much open, so it helps a lot to gain some time. It doesn't look really committed. The rear is moving a lot, and I could see it a few corners in the beginning. He was on the handbrake with his hand ready to pull the handbrake, and when you're turning the steering many times through a corner, it just shows that it's a lack of confidence. Maybe it's more rainy out there now.
Yeah, you can see the windscreen wipers on, and there was just a few spots on the windscreen, so it's, yeah, conditions are changing.
There you can see the car was moving quite a lot through the corner.
Yeah, definitely raining.
Even on the brakes, you can see the car is a bit nervous when it's braking, a bit wide out there as well. Very aggressive cut of the finish line.
Lefebvre, fourth fastest through though, 4.2 seconds off the pace right to the front. That's a great opening run on qualifying. What can Lopez do behind? And we'll catch up with Lefebvre in a few moments. He's sounding super happy to be part of the championship again, and with obviously a brand new package for Lefebvre this year.
Sometimes it's difficult to say if it's fast or not, but it doesn't look like he's on it at the moment. Lopez, we will see, but sometimes you are fast when you're looking slow as well.
Yeah, it looks smooth.
Yeah,
and
it looks
fast.
Good. Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes the more aggressive it is, the slower it is. It can be so deceptive though. Lopez told me he felt he had a small advantage because he's a former winner here. I think that's that's a big advantage.
I agree.
Stefan, that's a really strong time, 4th quickest through there. How was the feeling in the car?
It was not so bad, but we have some pop-off issues since this morning, so yeah, we struggle a bit since the free practice. So yeah, we push quite hard, but we have still a lot of work to understand everything on the car, new tire, new cars. Yeah, I think we can be a tough weekend, and we need to learn the car because we start from zero.
Some drivers are using hard tires here to save it for the rally. Some are going for soft. What did you go for?
We are different with the MRF. You cannot compare with the Michelin or the other guys. So we are the medium, but it's different.
Yeah, he just explained that you can't compare a medium MRF with a medium Pirelli because it's a different compound. So, so even though he's on medium, it might not be the same as a medium of the other brands.
Pepe Lopez has gone through with the 4th fastest time, 3:15.3. So Lefebvre drops to 5th fastest through the stage. And that was James Williams and Ross Whittock that we saw a couple of moments ago. Great to see James here at Sierra Morena. We saw him at Rally Ceredigion last year, of course. Very much on the pace until the unfortunate incident that put him out of the rally and actually into the commentary seat for a couple of stages with us last year. But fantastic to see James Williams in action on the first round of the ERC. As is this man, Jos Verstappen is committed to the ERC for this season.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see because he's doing well in his home country, and to be out on the world stage now, it's different. It's different.
Pepe, that's 4th quickest, but there's a dent in the wheel on the rear right. What happened?
Sorry?
There's a dent in the wheel on the rear right. What happened?
Yeah, well, the feeling with the brake is not the best with the car. I think we have to take approach a lot of the shakedown and try to get the feeling back, because for sure we are not driving as we know.
Yeah, coming back to Verstappen then, it is going to be an exciting season for him as we watch James Williams and Ross Whittock now. See what kind of time they can set. Remember, the time to beat here, the fastest time in qualifying so far is Nikolai Greisin, 3:12.4. Verstappen spoke very passionately about his love for rallying yesterday. But you mentioned, you know, he's doing well competing in Belgium, competing at home. But he said to me, it's completely different here. He said, I'm used to straights, 90 lefts, 90 right, all the corners. He said it was a very complex day on the recce yesterday. But he's very much up for the challenge.
Yeah, we talked about it, like you say, Bex, yesterday, and it's completely different to what he's used to. Like all these junctions, all these straights, it's all about carrying the speed out of the junctions. Now it's more like corner to corner, all the cuts. It's more dirty in corners, and the pace note will be the key for Jos, I think.
He's got a very experienced co-driver alongside him in Renault Jamal, so he's in good hands, absolutely. Love the little finger pointer, just absolute, you know, you must listen to this is important.
And he's doing his pace notes in English.
I loved how Ivan's ears kind of really perked up then. He could hear some English pace notes. Like, right, pace notes I can understand. I'm listening to see what kind of style of pace notes he's got.
And it is interesting to see how much details and so on they are using. I love the fact that he asked, is it flat? Is it flat?
It's a good time.
It's a really good time.
It's a really good time on the board. 4.3 seconds off the pace at the front.
It is. It's a really good time. I don't want to blend too much into a discussion, but the chicane is getting a bit better and better, let's say.
Let's hear from James Williams, who came through the 5th fastest time. 3:16.5 for James.
James, that's 5th quickest and faster than your teammate Stefan Lefebvre. Tell me, how exciting is this for you to be up on this level competing like that?
It's so exciting to be here. Big thanks to MRF Tyres for making it possible, and it's just incredible to be in Spain. We thought we were going to get the rain then, but we got a clean run, and I showed some pace, which is nice. So, yeah, and we still don't have a Step 2 kit on this car, so hopefully we'll get that soon.
Got one more driver to hear from. James Williams, delighted that he skipped the rain there. He's from my country, though.
Yeah.
We're used to a bit of rain.
Yeah.
We are. Let's hear from Mr. Verstappen.
Jos, welcome to the European Rally Championship. Your first qualifying, how was it?
It was very tricky. A lot of cutting, so a lot of pollution. Actually, it was my first proper run because in the shakedown we had an issue with the power steer, so we didn't do any running. So I'm pretty happy with this.
Yeah, just to confirm, we're hearing he was on a medium compound tyre, and it's a good run for Jos Verstappen. But it is Nikolai Gryazin who takes the honours at qualifying, a time of 3:12.4. Puts him the fastest through and in the optimum spot for the weekend's rallying ahead. Really strong, confident and committed run from Nikolai, but we expect nothing less. How is it all going to pan out across this weekend, though? It's a great top 5, top 10 through this qualifying stage. Nikolai there with the fastest time on the board. Armstrong was only 0.2 of a second behind that. Then Miko Marchik, Pepe Lopez, former winner of this event. Of course, James Williams with a great time on the board. 5th fastest, his teammate Lefebvre behind, then Verstappen, then Verves, then Osberg, and then Suarez to complete the top 10. Okay, that is it for now then. That's it for the qualifying session. We will be back, of course, this evening. Let's take a look at our schedule for the weekend ahead. So for tonight, we will be back for stage 1, which will kick off at 8:05 in the evening. And then Saturday and Sunday's times, we're on air throughout the whole day, covering every single stage for you. So you do not miss a morsel of the opening round of the European Rally Championship here at Rally Sierra Morena. So cancel all your plans because this is where it's at this weekend. That's it for now, though. We will catch you a little bit later on.